Willoughby, whose manners formed a contrast sufficiently striking to those of his brother-elect. After a short silence which succeeded the first surprise and inquiries of meeting, Marianne asked Edward if he came directly from London. No, he had been in Devonshire a fortnight.
A fortnight?
She repeated, surprised at his being so long in the same county with Eleanor without seeing her before. He looked rather distressed as he added that he had been staying with some friends near Plymouth.
"Have you been lately in Sussex?"
said Eleanor.
"I was at Norland about a month ago."
"And how does dear, dear Norland look?"
cried Marianne.
"Dear, dear Norland,"
said Eleanor.
"probably looks much as it always does at this time of year, the woods and walks thickly covered with dead leaves."
"Oh!"
cried Marianne.
"With what transporting sensation have I formerly seen them fall! How have I delighted, as I walked, to see them driven in showers about me by the wind! What feelings have they, the season, the air, altogether inspired! Now there is no one to regard them. They are seen only as a nuisance, swept hastily off, and driven as much as possible from the sight."
"It is not everyone,"
said Eleanor,
"who has your passion for dead leaves."
"No, my feelings are not often shared, not often understood, but sometimes they are."
As she said this, she sunk into a reverie for a few moments. But rousing herself again,
"Now, Edward,"
said she, calling his attention to the prospect,
"here is Barton Valley. Look up to it and be tranquil if you can. Look at those hills. Did you ever see their equals? To the left is Barton Park, amongst those woods and plantations. You may see the end of the house. And there, beneath that farthest hill, which rises with such grandeur, is our cottage."
"It is a beautiful country,"
he replied.
"but these bottoms must be dirty in winter."
"How can you think of dirt with such objects before you?"
"Because,"
replied he, smiling,
"among the rest of the objects before me I see a very dirty lane."
"How strange!"
said Marianne to herself as she walked on.
"Have you an agreeable neighbourhood here? Are the Middletons pleasant people?"
"No, not at all,"
answered Marianne.
"We could not be more unfortunately situated."
"Marianne!"
cried her sister.
"How can you say so? How can you be so unjust? They are a very respectable family, Mr. Ferrars, and towards us have behaved in the friendliest manner. Have you forgot, Marianne, how many pleasant days we have owed to them?"
"No,"
said Marianne in a low voice.
"nor how many painful moments."
Eleanor took no notice of this, and, directing her attention to their visitor, endeavoured to support something like discourse with him by talking of their present residence, its conveniences, etc., extorting from him occasional questions and remarks. His coldness and reserve mortified her severely. She was vexed and half angry, but resolving to regulate her behaviour to him by the past rather than the present, she avoided every appearance of resentment or displeasure, and treated him as she thought he ought to be treated from the family connection. End of chapter 16.